Well, let's talk about geopolitics now. In a recent essay in the National Interest, you said fledgling economies around the world are in dire need of reliable, secure energy. But the West is obsessed with renewables, as we've already discussed. You said, quote, "This doesn't connect with the unprecedented and immediate energy needs of emerging regions who understand they can't industrialise their economies on the narrow shoulders of intermittent resources," unquote. As a result, Russia and China are realising this and offering developing nations any energy source they want. So, Mike, is the West's natural predominance in world affairs being undermined by this?
It absolutely is. And the hubris of the 5 or 6 nations that have the luxury of pursuing renewable energy, such as the United States, Australia, the United Kingdom, and Germany, can do so because we already have power and abundant power. These nations that have yet to industrialize, we're asking them to skip the Industrial Revolution to focus on wind and solar, when in fact that will never allow the nation to industrialize. We've proven time and time again that the only reliable source of energy, be it fossil fuel, nuclear power, and hydropower, are required if a nation is going to grow and industrialize. And the fact is, at COP26, Russia and China did not even participate. And the Chinese have built more coal-fired plants last year than ever before. And for us to be shocked that Putin uses energy as a weapon is really naive. He's used energy as a weapon forever.
It's not shocking at all to anyone who's been watching geopolitics. But where do you think this will lead, Mike? You're an ex-Navy man and clearly well informed about the geopolitics of energy. Where is this heading?
I think what's occurred since the invasion of Ukraine, and thankfully so, there's been an awakening that climate policy, which has driven energy policy for the last decade, can no longer be the way we think about energy. Energy security is how we should be thinking about energy policy. So what you're seeing in Europe right now and in the United States is an awakening that we have to ensure that these nations aren't dependent upon Russia and China for their sovereignty through energy, and allow them to also be energy independent. Now, we have a long way to go because we have really ceded this high ground, so to speak, to Russia with gas and to China with coal and nuclear power. So we have a long way to go. But the fact is, I think everyone has awoken to this fact that energy security should drive energy policy.
And just quickly before you go, Mike, how quickly can we turn this around? It's not an overnight process, is it?
It's not, but if you look at what has occurred just in the last 6 months, the EU has lifted the restriction on nuclear power development as part of the ESG taxonomy. If you're familiar with that taxonomy to apply capital to new energy solutions, natural gas is now seen as a core support industry to Europe. Nuclear power is moving very quickly, where 10 EU nations signed a decree that they all want to pursue nuclear power. I think we can reverse course quite quickly if we recognize that renewable energy by itself cannot be your baseload and abundant source of energy.